Well, welcome back everybody to Pooley Mag TV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion is wrong. So today I bring you the new contract offer for Alexander Isak. Now, this hasn't been made official, but there is a lot of sources out there that say Newcastle are now willing to pay £150,000 a week to Alexander Isak. Now, that's an astronomical amount in anybody's imagination and thoughts. But in football, you know, if Mo Salah's worth 300 grand, Alexander Isak's certainly worth 150 grand, isn't he? He will become Newcastle United's leading earner of all time, top earner of all time, you know, biggest earner of all time, whatever word you want to use for that, you know, and he will finally be solidified as our, you know, number uno, you know, and I think we need to do that. We need to I've banged with the drum about Alexander Isak and I feel like I'm at nauseum talking about him, but it's not going away. This isn't a keep your hands off video. This is a hope that the rumours are true video and hope that Newcastle are finally sticking their hands in their pockets and actually putting some money down for Alexander Isak. You know, I think he's still got 3 years left on his contract, but, you know, we know in football that contracts are only leverage for a larger price. You know, it's not about loyalty, is it? At the end of the day, Alexander Isak has a career. Now, I work, and if somebody was willing to offer me more money to do the same job that I'm doing now, and I've better career prospects, well then I'd be stupid. Even if I love the team I work, and even if I love where I work, even if I love the company, I would be stupid not to give it a go, wouldn't I? At the end of the day, money doesn't make you happy, but, you know, I'd rather cry in my Ferrari than on the bus. You know, so there we go. And Alexander Isak is a businessman, he's a footballer, you know, and he's a family man, and he'll want money to last generation, he'll want generational wealth. And £150,000 shows a statement of intent. It shows that we are now willing to put all of our eggs in the Isak basket. And I honestly believe that this will be the biggest signing of the summer if we can re-sign Alexander Isak to a new contract. I truly believe that. Although we need reinforcements like Trafford, like Pedro, and like Elanga, the triple bid that's apparently been made, this is the biggest thing we can do this summer, keeping this man, because I have never seen a striker like him. I loved Alan Shearer. Alan Shearer is my favourite Newcastle player of all time. But if Isak stops another 5 years, there could be a serious debate on that. Alan Shearer was a rough and tumble, rugged centre forward, wasn't he? Alexander Isak has a bit of everything. He really does have a bit of everything. I love the lad. He's quality, isn't he? And I think if we do get a João Pedro to come in behind and can replace him in cup games and give him a bit of a rest, I think he'll bag over 30 goals next season. And that's what Liverpool will be thinking. Liverpool will be thinking, well, Mo Salah ain't going to last forever. Jota's on his way out. Luis Diaz probably gets about 10 to 11 goals. And Isak can play in a number of positions. And he's miles, he's on a different stratosphere to Darwin Núñez, isn't he? And I don't think Liverpool do have the money to buy him. But if they sell a few players, they probably do. And if Newcastle are dilly-dallying with wages and I'm making Isak feel like he's the number one guy, then it wouldn't surprise me if he did go. Champions League football isn't going to keep these players. Isn't going to keep the elite level players. You know what I mean? Because they can go to another Champions League club. You know, it's like I say, it's like if you're working as a bin man and another bin man and another bin company come in for you and they were offering you more money, more holidays, more pension. Well, you're going to go, aren't you? It's as simple as that. The company that you're working for needs to match that. You can't just rely on loyalty. You can't just rely on the fact that you've been there 3 or 4 years and they've given you and they've done well by you. This other company's offering loads more. Just like Liverpool, just like a Man City or a Barcelona or whoever comes in for them will offer more than what we are offering now. So we need to make a statement here and also just make a statement to these other clubs and give them the finger and say that we are Newcastle United loud and proud and we are here to stay, we are here to stay in this battle. You ain't coming in, swooping in and cherry picking our top players no more. So I honestly believe if we do give Isak 150 grand and he turns that down, then we need to sell him. Because 150 grand is more than Bruno, it's more than Tonali, you know, it's more than Gordon, it's more than Botman. They're our elite players and it'll be more than anybody we bring in the summer. Is it 150 grand these days? It's astronomical to me and you. You know, who are on, you know, it probably is a decent wage. But 150 grand, I think, is 5 years, roughly about 4 years of what I'm on now. You know what I mean? So that's madness, isn't it? If you think about it. But in footballing terms, 150 grand is probably midway, isn't it? You know what I mean? 150 grand is probably, you know, it's not even nowhere near the top, is it? So we need to take this serious. I know we don't have as much revenue, and wages do affect PSR, but we need to start now securing our top players. Unless we have an absolute massive plan to sell Isak and bring in somebody absolutely awesome, but I don't think there is anybody absolutely awesome who can match Alexander Isak. I really don't. Isak offers you something completely new and different. He's like an Henry. I don't know. He's not even like an Henry, is he? He's his own player. I've never seen anybody like Isak, in all fairness. I really haven't. He's just a deadly striker. He can run. I think the Henry comparison probably is the closest. I'm not saying he's on Henry's level, because he's not at the minute, and I don't think many people will ever get on Henry's level, but Isak has the ability to certainly get to Henry's level. And that's what Liverpool will be looking at, and that's what Arsenal will be looking at, because Arsenal want the next Henry. Obviously they do. They need a striker. You know, so if we can keep Alexander Isak, not only does it send a message to our fans, and not only does it send a message to our other players, but it also sends a message to them other clubs that we aren't going to do business lightly. We are here to stay. You ain't coming in, and we ain't buying these players and making them ready-made for you to cherry pick and win the league with. That's not the club we are no more. I hope not, anyway. I honestly believe if we offer Isak, like the rumours are in the newspapers, £150,000 a week, that he will stay. Because I think that's a statement of intent, and I think he will look at that and think, right, okay, well, they're offering me this, they're clearly in the market for some really good players, we've already got a good team, we're in the Champions League, we've just won a trophy, right, okay, I'm going to stop here for at least another couple of seasons and see where the land lies there. But we can't afford to let Isak go, and I truly don't believe he will go this season. But we need to tie him up, we need to give him more money. He deserves the most money in the club, by a mile. Then it should be Tonali, for me. I know everybody raves and rants and raves about Bruno. Bruno is a top player, but he's not a world-class player. Isak and Tonali have the ability to become true world-class players. I don't think Bruno does. I think Bruno's a top Premier League player, but I don't think he's a game changer like a Tonali and like a Isak. But Isak scores the goals, and that's a rare commodity. We haven't had a striker like him since Shearer. I know we had like Remy, we had Bar and Cisse who go through streaky patches, even Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson really good, but really, Isak, you know, you put your money on, you put your house on it, wouldn't you, that he'd score, you know, in most games. He's just a quality player. So I honestly believe that 150 grand a week, like it's been reported in the newspapers, will keep Alexander Isak. What's your thoughts out there? Anyway, I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Comment down below. I've been getting some good traction with a couple of my videos, so I really do appreciate that. I'm getting some more views, I've had some more subscribers, so thank you for that. We're on the march to 50. I know some channels are on the march to 50,000, but I'm on the march to 50. I never thought I'd get 41. I really didn't, so I'm absolutely over the moon with that. You know, and I'm just thankful for everybody who comments, likes and shares, you know, and please do that on this video. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and as I always say, keep it black and white and keep it Pooley Mag TV. Over and out.